Hello aspirants, welcome to Ekam Academy. Today we are going to discuss an important topic and very interesting which has been initiated in one of the countries, that is right to disconnect. So what is this right to disconnect? So from the image which is displayed on the background, you can infer that after your work hours, in case if your boss tries to consult you or contact you, you can simply have the right to disconnect after the working hours. So this policy or this particular concept is being implemented in our neighborhood, that is in Indian Ocean. One of the countries is trying to implement this policy. In this regard, let us understand what is this right to disconnect policy, which country has initiated, and what is the features, and is there any such attempt in India, and what are all other countries which are trying to implement this policy, and what is the criticism faced by this policy. All these are the things which we are going to discuss in a short and informative video. First, let us see the video components. So before that, we just have a look over Australia. So this is a country which is trying to implement a policy called right to disconnect. So first thing you need to know geographical location of Australia, and you know out of 7 continents, this is the smallest continent, and also a country which itself is a continent, right? So if you have seen, we have on this side Coral Sea. In this side only we have that Great Barrier Reef, right? You have this Papua New Guinea. So here only, if you see this particular country, Papua New Guinea, that is a land for almost a very high number of languages in the world, right? So much of linguistic diversity is there. Then we have here Indian Ocean, right? Here we have this Great Australian Bight also we have, and Tasmanian Sea. Here we used to have this New Zealand, right? So Zealandia, that was also in use in the recent times. Then if you see, interestingly, Tropic of Capricorn passes through this Australia, right? Then coming to other important things, we have TGPSC Group 1 Prelims cum Mains Foundation batch, which is about to start from 23rd September, and this course has a duration of 7 months, and you can see the allied faculty who are going to deal with which subject and all. It is clearly mentioned over there, and this course will have a validity of 2 years. That means within 7 months every subject will be taught in detail, and there will be practice stress, there will be one-to-one mentorship, which is one such unique feature. So then there will be study material given, and this course is entirely available both in online, offline, as well as bilingual mode, English and Telugu mediums. And this particular course, if you see, we'll be giving you daily newspaper analysis in the form of a handout, along with weekly test, revision tests, and grant tests. So these are very interesting and unique features of our course. If any aspirant is trying to sit for next TGPSC Group 1 notification, this is a very good time to enroll in the course. So, and not only this, we also have TGPSC Group 2 and Group 3 related test series that is starting from September 5th onwards. For further details, you can contact on the number displayed on the screen. So this is a number of contact. Then, so what is the point of discussion? Recently, Australia is trying to bring a new policy called right to disconnect. Then what is the need actually? So if you see in the recent times of modern and digital world, so everyone is spending more time with their cell phones and related gadgets only, rather than spending among the family and all the ones, right? So in this particular situation where there's a blurring between the work life and the personal life, the line, so they wanted to draw a Lakshman Rekha in Australia, saying that this is strictly for your personal life and this is strictly your work life. So in any situation, after your work hours, if the employer tries to contact you regarding any work related information, you can have the right to disconnect until unless it is unreasonable. So that is the main concept here. That is what we are going to discuss. So what is the detail of this particular bill which is trying to be introduced in Australia is right to disconnect. That means after your working hours, right? So after working hours, you have complete right to disconnect. Right to disconnect from office related or work related calls. Okay, so that is the concept of right to disconnect. Then what is the reason? There is no difference that is actually observed between work life and personal life. So this balance is trying to be ensured using this right to disconnect, right? So then what is the main thing you have to keep in mind? When the employer tries to contact, until unless it is so unreasonable, okay, so you cannot again claim that this person didn't attend my call or he didn't respond to my emails and all, so I'm terminating his employment. So you cannot see. Only then, in case if that person is doing such particular thing, then he can attract some penalties also and fines also. That is the reason. Then what is the important thing you have to keep in mind? What are all other countries which are trying? That means already France has introduced introduced such concept of right to disconnect in the year 2017. So it became the very first country to introduce such concept. Not only France, we also have Italy, Belgium, so which are also implementing such policies. Then another thing, interesting fact is, in 2018, one private member bill was introduced in Indian Parliament. Private member bill was introduced in Indian Parliament with respect to ensuring this right to disconnect. But it was not actually discussed and it was not even deliberated upon. Then what is the main criticism of this particular bill? So it may disturb business operations. It may disturb business operations. Then in this scenario, women can be neglected from the workforce, right? So women neglect can be there. At the same time, there can be some other implementational challenges. Implementational challenges can be also there when we are trying to implement this policy of right to disconnect. Okay, so these are some criticisms that this policy have attracted. Then what are the alternatives you can suggest? Instead of total complete, so any extreme is not good. So what you can do is you can ensure that there will be flexible work hours, right? So when you can work, then you can be allowed overtime and all these things, but not all the time. Then this particular concept of right to disconnect can be used as a catalyst which can create some positive change. So it can act like a catalyst for bringing new positive change. So in that way, we can suggest these have to inspire larger labor related reforms and further reforms, right? So that can be the alternative. Then let's see the practice question given for the day. Which of the following statements about Australia is correct? So among the 4 options which you see is which you consider to be correct regarding Australia, try to put your answer in the comment section. Then as we have reached end of the video, today we have discussed about the concept of right to disconnect. So which country tried to introduce this policy? What is this concept of right to disconnect? And which are all the countries that are implementing such policy? And what is the criticism attracted? Along with alternatives with practice question. So this is all with respect to today's video. If you found the video informative and knowledgeable, try to put your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.